Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Okay, so I just found this song. It's named Homestead by Punch Deck. Let me know if you like it. To me, this song expresses where I'm at emotionally in my life right now. Things have just been really good. I would say the last 4 or 5 months there was a shift, and in January there was a real big shift for me. So for the last 2.5, almost 3 months now, I've been in a really, really good space. It's like it's smooth, fresh, and it's full of energy, kind of like a sunny spring, sunshiny spring morning, or it's nice and cool, crisp, fresh air with lots of energy and sun. It was that vision that I had. It was like the water is flowing, the air is fresh, the air is moving, and like I said, just very, very smooth. So I think that vision was really about a shift that was about to happen to me. Okay, so one of the things that I've noticed is I tend to just get inspired. Something in me says this is a subject I have to get out there, and I find the right song, and as long as I can find a good song, it will just pour out of me. So like I think there's only 2 videos that I can think of that I've ever made where I've actually had notes. Okay, one was just bullet points, and then there was the one about Leviathan. That one I had 7 or 8 actual different paragraphs or sentences for each piece. Other than that, I just talk. And as usual, the music is going to go down in about 60 seconds. Okay, so I want to kind of recap the last couple of videos because there were some really, really big things that came up for me personally, and I began to understand things while I was making the videos. So one of the things that I've realized is what I'm doing with people, it was something that I've been doing for decades, and I never really had a solid way of explaining it. And it was the whole, what they call in the last video or the video before that, the external locus of control versus the internal locus of control. So essentially what I'm doing with people when I heal them is I'm shifting their what psychologists call locus of control back inside you. I'm shifting that inside you, so now you are in charge of your life. See, the whole, call it the goal of life, or the challenge, maybe it's the challenge of life. You've got these people or these beings called narcissists, and they're doing everything they can to get you out of your power. So I discussed that a bit in 2 videos ago, but the goal of a narcissist is to fractionate you so they can then take you out of your power, and now you're external looking for someone else to tell you what to do, what to believe, what to value, what rules to go by, and how to live your life. And now you're disconnected, okay? So everything I've done on my work is to get you to reconnect and take all those fractionations and begin to integrate them more and more and more, so you become a solid, whole, and complete being inside. So I have to read this off. It's something I found on Google earlier today. So it says, someone with an internal locus of control is unstoppable. And that's what people have called me. They're like, dude, no matter what we do to you, like my mom said that to me when I was 28. She goes, no matter how much we beat you, you just kept getting better and better grades. You kept winning trophies and state championships like nothing would stop you. She literally goes, you were unstoppable. So it says, try to think of a friend you know who seems to be able to achieve anything he puts his heart and mind to. That's someone who has an internal locus of control, meaning you are internal, meaning you get to decide and choose and do what you want with your life. Now you are at cause. See, there's 2 sides of the coin. You're either at the effect or you're at cause. Okay, so let me read something else off from Google about people who have an external locus of focus. So if you have an external locus of control, you likely believe that what happens to you is the result of luck or fate or is determined by the people in authority around you. So that is when you are powerless. Now, you're never actually powerless. You might believe it. You might feel that way because you believe it, but it's not actually true. You always have the power of choice. My mom would always tell us when we were kids that, like, whenever we'd watch, back in the 70s, it was the Donnie and Marie show that would come on, like, I don't know, once a week or twice a week. I forget how many times. It might have been every night. And they would sing and do shows and stuff. And my mom would always say towards the end, yeah, that's only for people who are born that way. They were born gifted. They were born talented. And then it would be the Olympics and ice skating. Oh, well, you have to be born that way. You know, that's just for special people. Or when we'd watch the Country Music Awards, when people would win those awards, or Academy Awards, etc., Golden Globes, my mom would always say that that's just for people. They were born that way. They were born special, and the message was we weren't born special, and that we don't have any choice, and therefore, don't even try. So here's something that I realized just today about dealing with a narcissist. So number one, yes, they are purposely using techniques to disconnect you from yourself and cause you to be dissociated, which is your left brain. So when you're in your left brain, you're logical, which is disassociated, disconnected from your spirit, your soul, which means from your right brain. In other words, you're disassociated, disconnected from your emotions and feelings. So people that, how do I say this? People that are in charge of their lives, guess what? They're associated. They are connected to their emotions. They're in the present moment. They're connected to their feelings. They feel what they feel. They feel what they think. They feel what they see. And they know based on what they feel inside. Whereas people that are disassociated, they have no intuition. And they don't have a solid gut feeling. There's always this question mark. Well, geez, I don't know. And that's how they go through life. It's powerlessness. So if I could put it in one word or one phrase, is what I'm doing is shifting people back into their own power to make them feel and be powerful, so they start taking massive action towards their goals and their dreams and their own happiness. See, you're the one who makes you happy. You're the one who decides to listen to a sad song or a happy song. You're the one who decides to paint or to not paint. You're the one who decides to eat healthy food or not eat healthy food. So when you're not only when you're in this internal way of being, it just feels good. You feel more solid. You just feel more capable. So because you feel more capable, you're more likely to take more solid action. So the realization that I had today about narcissists is, number one, yeah, they are using tools, fractionation techniques, which I went over in a couple videos back about how they fractionate you. It's about 2 or 3 videos back, and how they use the banking system as a fraction. It's called the fractional reserve banking system or something like that. They literally fractionate things because it makes everyone weaker and poorer and puts them in debt. So other than that, here is something that happens merely by interacting with a narcissist. So if you spend a lot of time with a narcissist, weeks, months, years, what ends up happening is by interacting with them, by arguing with them, they get you. See, their whole thing is they get you in your logical brain, which is your left brain, which is the disconnected, dissociated brain. So merely by arguing with them, fighting with them, trying to negotiate and discuss things with them, it pulls you more and more into your left brain. And over a period of time, not only do you feel drained, you feel spiritually turned off or spiritually disconnected. And that is what happened, because you have to be in the right brain, or at least open to the right brain, to connect with God, to connect with your own spirit. All right, so now, so one thing I love about all these psychology classes and all these articles that I found on external versus internal, let me say it right this time. I always say it wrong. An external locus of control, and why that's painful, and it makes you feel like you're helpless and you're at the mercy of the gods and you're at the mercy of fate, is nobody says, hey, Here's how you become internal. So now you shift that power instead of putting it out there, which is what a lot of people do. That's being powerless, okay? You want to, it's like an energy. Imagine there's a ball of energy out there and you're bringing it back and putting it inside your chest and your solar plexus area. Now your power is inside with you, and now it's like plugging it in, and now you're connected. So here's the deal. It's a lot of people will look at other people who, you know, it's like, okay, I'm going to read it off word for word in Google because I love the way they put it. It says, where'd it go? Okay, here it is. So it says, someone with an internal locus of control is unstoppable. It says, try and think of a friend you know who seems to be able to achieve anything he or she puts his mind to. See, a lot of people will say, well, that person was just born that way, that's just the way they are. Things just happen to fall into their, you know, fate tends to fall in their favor. And they think it, or he's just a lucky guy. Like, really, he's lucky he got up every morning at 4:30 in the morning for 7 years. He trained his ass off, ran 7 miles at a breakneck speed, did 200 push-ups, 300 push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, stretched for 45 minutes, and then literally ran out the door and ran. That's not luck. That's taking charge of your life. And let me tell you something, it is a great, great feeling. It feels solid, it feels emotionally grounded, it feels you have a sense of clarity and clearness in your heart and in your mind and in your eyes. And you feel good, you want to take action. Because you are aligned and now you know what direction you're going in. Now here's the deal. I have given you a series of techniques, but you may not have realized what I'm doing is giving you back your power, showing you, hey, here is how you access your power. Stretch for 30 minutes and then take a deep breath, hold it and then stretch and hold the stretch, hold the breath for 10, 15, 20 seconds and then breathe it out and stretch forward a little bit more and then relax and then take a deep breath and then stretch the other leg. And so stretching is a really empowering thing, especially when you take a breath in, a medium to a deep breath in before you lean forward to grab the stretch, or while you grab the stretch you're breathing in at the same time and you hold the stretch and you hold the breath. You do that for 30 to 45 minutes, trust me, you are going to feel good. And what it does, it brings your locus of control back inside. Instead of saying locus of control, it's really power. You're bringing your power back inside you. You're reconnecting. You're reconnecting with your power source. One technique that I've taught you guys multiple times on this channel is ha breathing, okay? Now there's another technique which I made a couple videos of and done with you guys. This one is an internal technique, and if you go to my home page, there's so if you click on my name just below the video to the left, it'll take you to the home page. I mean of my YouTube channel, not my website, my YouTube channel. And you scroll down 1, 2, and the 3, and the fourth section, it says internal awareness. Okay, there's 3 videos with me on the left, and then on to the right of it is orange. It says how to heal emotionally. Okay, part 1, part 2, part 3. I believe it's the first one where I do this really powerful drop down technique that really helps you to ground and reconnect yourself, and it brings your awareness, or as this, let's see, where is it? Or as this thing says, your external locus, or your locus of control, you bring it inside, okay? So whenever I say internal awareness, it's the same thing when psychologists are saying internal locus of control versus external locus of control. We're just bringing your awareness and your power back inside. So those sections, so again, you click on my name, it'll take you to my YouTube channel's page. Or you can go to youtube.com/Mike Kollin. Okay, that's it. You don't need a / after that. Just YouTube, like www.youtube.com/Mike Kollin, and then leave it at that. I don't think you have to do another / after that. In fact, let me test it right now while we're talking. Okay, on youtube.com /Mike Kollin. I'm gonna click enter. Yep, it takes you right to it. So as you go down, that section with those 3 videos, where I'm on the left in orange, it says how to heal emotionally, part 1, part 2, part 3 in those videos. That section is called internal awareness, emotional grounding techniques. Again, you just scroll down a little bit, 1, 2, 3 in the 4th section. And right beneath that is my number 1 secret to meditation, manifestation, and consciousness. The very first video, this is in purple, by the way, it says my number 1 secret to meditation, etc. So this video is called, they're all called Conscious Power, and this one says my number 1 secret to meditation and consciousness, power of breath. It's a 4-minute and 2-second video. I teach you Ha breathing on that video. This is all free, okay? We'll go over it in class. If we do one-on-one coaching through the phone, we'll do these techniques together on that also. So if you just do the first video in each of those sections on my YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel's page, you will have a major advantage, okay? So again, it's internal awareness, emotional grounding techniques. There's 3 videos. If you just do that first one and then go beneath, right beneath that, my number 1 secret to meditation, manifestation, and consciousness, the very first video will go over Ha breathing. And this is a 4-minute video. The next one is a 5-minute video that breaks Ha breathing down a little bit more, a lot more, I should say. So if you just do those first 2 videos, it'll make you feel really, really good, and it'll reconnect you with your power. Now imagine if you stretched into deep breathing and you did stretch for at least 30 minutes, and then you did Ha breathing for say 15 minutes or at least 10 minutes. And then you did that internal awareness technique where you drop down inside, and then imagine the next thing you did was you meditated for 30 minutes. And while you did that, you allowed your awareness to stay inside. That's why you do that drop down technique right before you meditated, because your awareness is inside. So when you meditate, your awareness should be internal, because this is how you develop this. See, here's the thing. There was a video on YouTube about Khabib Nurmagomedov, I probably didn't say that, he's one of the greatest mixed martial artist fighters ever on the planet. And he said how to develop discipline. Now here's the key thing. How to what? Develop. A lot of people are like, well, I'm just not disciplined like you guys. No, no one's born disciplined. It's a muscle. It's a focus. It's something you develop. Motivation, inspiration, passion, desire. All these things are things you work at and you develop. Focus, discipline. But the narcissist or the people with external locus of control, oh, well, I wasn't born with that. Those people are born special. Oh, yeah, you're just lucky. And it's like, oh, yeah, I'm lucky. That's what it is. Not all the hard work I did. You can take charge of your life right now. You can step into your power if you truly desire. You can shift anything in your life. There are NLP techniques, hypnosis techniques, there are physical techniques, there are emotional grounding techniques, there are energy healing techniques. I have done it all with all kinds of different people, including myself. You have anxiety? That is not a problem. You have panic attacks? That's not a problem. It's just shifting you from the tip of the funnel, the tip of the V, and shifting it and opening it up, and also boom, clarity and flow and calmness and being emotional grounded. You feel stuck in life? Let's get you unstuck. Again, it is not a problem. The reason why I made this video especially is because I realize there's a lot of people out there think, oh, we're just talking, this sounds good. No, you can actually take physical neurological steps to make different shifts inside your neurology, which will change who you are and your perspective on life and put you back in the seat of power. Now, a lot of you people have heard this stuff, and I don't really, it's not even that you don't believe it, it's that you've never experienced it. Tell you what, I'm gonna make you a deal, a very, very, very good deal. First, I want to tell you a story. So I went back and did some extra trainings and retrained and trained with different companies. But this company I trained with was on the East Coast. And the way they introduced me, now I was a certified NLP, or am, and at the time was an NLP certified NLP trainer. And John had introduced me to the class. Now you got to understand, the people that take these classes are doctors, doctorate degrees from Brown, Harvard, Stanford, etc., in psychology, psychiatry, etc., etc. Okay. So when he introduced me, he said, "Yeah, Michael was our top student during the training. In fact, one of the best students we've ever had." Now, this is a training I'd taken years before, and they also announced me as an NLP trainer. Now, the room was quite quiet, and I didn't quite catch it. I mean, I get it; they admired that, but it wasn't really until later on when people were talking to me a certain way, and I went to John and go, "Why are they talking to me like?" He goes, "Michael, you got to understand, you're an NLP trainer. These people look up to you." I'm an accomplished NLP trainer. There's a lot of people that take these trainings and they don't get good at it. They did not. You guys are going to understand, like, I would go to bed with my headphones on listening to NLP tapes. I would wake up and go jogging with NLP tapes on. I would drive to college playing these NLP tapes. I would go to lunch with my headphones on playing the NLP tapes. I mean, I took notes. I went over this stuff again and again and again. I didn't even take a break until after 12 years of studying this stuff for hours and hours every day and going to every seminar, 5-week, 3-week, 2-week training that I could for 12 years. So at this training at the East Coast, it was a really cool training, by the way. It was in Pennsylvania. I'd never been to Pennsylvania before, so it was a really cool time to spend 5 weeks going to training, and while we had time after class and in between classes to check out downtown. Oh God, what was the name? I can't think of the name right now. The city. It's a kind of famous city. It's a big city. I'll get back to it. I got it. It's Lancaster. So people call it Lancaster. It's not Lancaster. It's Lancaster. That's how they pronounce it. It's different. So when we went to lunch, a lady, she was a little bit older than, well, I was young. I was probably 28, 29 at the time. And she had invited me to lunch and said, "Hey, I'd like to take you out to lunch and pick your brain." I was like, "Yeah, sure." She was the head psychologist for the New York Police Department. She got her doctorate degree from Brown. So at lunch, I anchored her to a really good, positive emotional state, and I reframed her, and I did a bunch of different things with her, and she goes, "Man, this is incredible." And so I had never asked someone with a doctorate degree in psychology, and I said, "Look, I've got to ask you something." I go, "I went to college to study psychology, but I really wasn't impressed at near as much as I am with NLP." I go, "So what do you think about NLP now that you've gone through," I think at this point it was 3 weeks of training? And she said, "Honestly, you guys make us look like we're in kindergarten. You got to understand, we're doing life-changing healing therapy during the course that people have had gone to therapy, psychologists, medication, hypnosis, anything that they could get their hands on, and they couldn't change. And we're doing this stuff during the course and during the training as an exercise, like, okay, here's a technique, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of it, like, hey, does anyone have a problem, phobia, or this or that? Come on up front. And boom, gone. So before I give you the price, I want to say one thing. Those techniques that I gave you for free on my YouTube channel, on my YouTube homepage channel, those become very powerful. The more you do it, the better and better you get at it. It's not like you do it one time, "Oh, my life didn't change." Hey, you know what? If you want to jog a marathon, you're not going to jog 23.5 miles or 26.5 miles the first day you go running. It's just not going to happen. It takes effort. It takes development. But it can change the way you feel in the first or second time that you do it. In fact, if you do it right, so when I work with people over the phone or in person, when I walk them through this, 90% of the time, 9 out of 10 times, they become so emotionally grounded, they're like, oh, like they can breathe, their lungs open up, their stomach relaxes, they start to feel really good. Alright, so here's the deal. I'm going to lower my price to the lowest I've ever done. For 10 sessions, each session will be $75, okay? So how am I going to do this? So if you have to sign up for this between now and the last day of April, March, yeah, so April 31st, or the last day of April, okay? That's the deal. So you can have up to 10 sessions for $75. The only other caveat is you don't have to finish them within 30 days. Maybe do 1 or 2 or 3 a week, or whatever pace you want to go at. I really don't want to stretch it out to 10 weeks, so that's kind of ridiculous. But let's see. So here's the caveat: as long as you get 1 session in, or you sign up before the 31st of April, then I will honor that. Now the only other thing is, the caveat is going to be, I'm going to honor that up to the first 5 people, because I don't know if I can handle that many more people coming in all at once. If I can fit in 1 or 2 more, I will fit in a couple more, but only up to 10 people total. So 5 people for sure, and if I have space and time, then I'll do it for 1 or 2 more people, to whatever I can. Okay, so that's going to be $75 per session. Alright guys, that's it for this video. God bless you. If you like this video, click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.